So what if I told you there's a real estate brokerage out there whose internal motto is, literally, the leads don't suck, you suck? I know, right? That company is Pemberton Real Estate, and they aren't just trying to be edgy, they're getting absolutely incredible results. We're going to break down exactly how they've built a total powerhouse on this, well, this pretty radical idea.
And look, when I say results, I am not kidding around. We are talking about $829 million in sales volume. That's from over 2,200 transactions. These are not just big numbers, they represent a whole other level of operation. But it's the how they got here, that really sets them apart.
And this is where it gets really fun. This is their actual internal motto. In an industry that is famous for agents complaining about the quality of leads, Pemberton just completely flips the script. They put all the responsibility squarely on the agent. It's blunt, it's provocative, and honestly, it's the key to their entire philosophy.
So that's the real question, isn't it? What kind of company doesn't just say this, but actually builds a massively successful culture around it? Well, to figure that out, we've got to go back to the beginning. You see, to really understand their unique business model, you first have to understand the journey of the founders. And this is not some story about overnight success. No. This is a story that was forged in failure and resilience. Let's start with co-founder Parker Pemberton. His pro golf career comes to an end, and his first attempt at real estate back in 2011, a complete and total failure. He actually ended up leaving the industry, starting a lawn care business just to make ends meet. But then, when he came back to real estate, something just clicked, and the reason why is everything. So what was that click? It wasn't some fancy real estate seminar or a magic script. It was the brutal, humbling experience of knocking on doors, trying to get people to hire him to mow their lawn. That's where he really learned the grind of sales and lead generation, right from the ground up. Now, his partner in all this, Liz Rain, she comes from a totally different world. She left a successful 10-year law career. Why? Because she wanted to build something where her work life and her personal life weren't constantly fighting each other, but actually felt integrated. This whole desire for a different way of doing things is just baked right into their company's DNA.
Okay, so with these experiences as their foundation, they built a business model that is just radically different from your traditional brokerage. Let's break down what they call their elective services model.
So here's the crucial difference. In a typical brokerage, agents get a lower cut of the commission, the split, because the company has to pay for a whole bunch of support services for everybody. Pemberton flips that on its head. They let agents keep more of their own money, and then agents can choose to pay for the specific services they actually need. It's a completely a la carte approach.
This little comparison right here shows the absolute genius of the model. In the traditional world, all that agent support stuff is a cost. It eats into the company's profit, and it shrinks the agent's commission split. But at Pemberton, agent support is a profit center. Because agents are paying for what they use, the brokerage can give them top-tier splits and still fund amazing, high-quality services.
And we're not talking about some abstract services here. These are real, tangible solutions to an agent's problems. You drowning in paperwork? Fine, pay for a transaction coordinator. You need a slick, professional marketing package or a video for your new listing? It's all right there, a la carte.
You see, the bet they made, and they totally won this bet, is that top-producing agents value their time. They value convenience and quality way more than just finding the absolute cheapest option. By providing really good in-house services, they make it a no-brainer for agents to pay for that support, which in turn fuels the brokerage's own growth. It's a win-win.
Now, let's see how all of this connects back to their most controversial idea. This whole model of agent empowerment and responsibility, well, it's the foundation for that provocative motto we started with. Oh man, if you spend any time at all around real estate agents, you've heard this 1,000 times. The leads from Zillow, from social media, from the company website, they're all terrible. The quality is bad. It's like the universal complaint in real estate. And here's their answer. Pemberton's view is that a lead is just a name and a number. It's an opportunity. It is the starting line, not the finish line. So if that lead doesn't turn into a client, the failure isn't with the lead itself. The failure is in the agent's process, in their follow-up. It's just a radical dose of accountability. And they don't just say this, okay? They've built their entire business strategy around it. The goal is to shift their agents away from depending on company-generated leads. They want their agents building a sustainable business from their own network, their sphere of influence, their past clients. That's the real goal. And here is the really clever part. The mechanism they use to actually make this happen. If the company gives an agent a lead, that agent has 12 months to work it. After that year, that lead officially becomes part of the agent's personal sphere. This gives the agent a huge incentive not just to hunt for a quick deal, but to build a real long-term relationship.
So they've reinvented the business model and completely rethought the philosophy on leads. You'd think that'd be enough, right? Nope. They are already laser-focused on what they see as the next massive disruption to the entire industry.
Their advice to agents today is to stop chasing the online lead of right now and start getting ready for tomorrow. They're asking this simple question. When a potential client asks an AI, "Who's the best real estate agent near me?" will your name be the answer? They believe that kind of brand authority in AI search is the next frontier.
So how on earth do you become findable? Well, it's all about building a really powerful digital brand. You've got to clearly define what you're an expert in. Then, you have to consistently create content that makes you the go-to source for that information. And finally, you build up your digital authority so that an AI looks at all that and recognizes you as a trusted answer.
And so that's the question that they're leaving the industry with, and it's the one I'm going to leave with you. This isn't some question for tomorrow, it's a question for right now. In a world that's becoming more and more AI-driven, are you building a brand that's actually findable? Something to think about.